So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for coming onto this channel. So as always, starting off with the match stats. So for this game we did win 4-2. It was quite a late night, so we didn't have a full team, but in general we did play very well for this match. We were on a 5-win streak, so it was a great performance from the boys who were late night. 57% possession was the overall possession that we had as a team, with 12 shots in total versus 8 from the opposition. I had a 9.2 match rating as a cam, 81% passing accuracy and 100% dribbling accuracy. 0 goals but 3 assists, so I had a hat-trick of assists. And man of the match was TP with a hat-trick of goals. So, you know, it's a great team play from our side of things. And just to quickly run through with you guys how this match progressed. And then, of course, it is deadline day, so that's what we're going to be talking about later on this video. Plus, what is it called, just generally what the transfers are all about, and it will be good opportunity, especially from the games yesterday, just my thoughts on that too. But yeah, guys, so with the first goal, it was a great team play, to be truthfully honest with you. It started off from Sliv passed it over to myself, kept the ball over to Khalil done it over to Teak with a through ball over to TP for his first goal. Second goal was a really good through ball from myself from the halfway line to TP. Teak and TP, man, they confuse me sometimes with TP. And then the third goal was myself again, through ball to TP for the hat-trick. Fourth one, it was again a pass from myself for the hat-trick of assists to Sliv. So glad that he got a goal in this game as well. But again, generally overall, we played very well as a team, and hope you guys enjoy it while we talk about today's topic, guys. Again, I know we've got transfer deadline, day coming up today. Plus, we've also got the yesterday's games as well. And it's really funny because we went to central London, me and my mates, and we wanted to watch the Liverpool game, and literally every single pub didn't show the Liverpool versus Newcastle game, because I completely forgot that West Ham were playing against Tottenham, and of course, being in London, that's what they're going to be showing. So I was a bit gutted, but plus we did eat some really bomb food, man. But when I made my way home, I think it was just around like 20 minutes, so it was still okay. I missed the first goal, that Isaac scored, but then I know that he scored a second goal as well afterwards, which was counted as offside. I think again it's such a tough decision, man, because if you take it into consideration, like Rashford's offside against Liverpool, you could see that the bloody line, his foot's over the line. Like, I don't understand, man. There just needs to be some sort of consistency, I think, just in general, because these type of millimeter type of decisions are just absolutely just, I don't know, silly. And then it just needs to be consistent. Is it by, like, I don't know, 5 millimeters or whatever, 5 centimeters? I don't know. They just need to come up with a rule. I think there is a rule from what I know of, but it's just the consistency of applying it during the match. But no, unlucky from Isaac, but well done on his debut. I think that was a great performance on his side of things. But then Liverpool again starting off so slow, man. So slow these guys are. I predicted 3-1 to Liverpool. And I placed it on my comment as well, just my predictions. That's what I tend to do for these Premier League games. And it'll be good to hear your predictions as well, guys, and we can see how close everyone is. But yeah, I did predict 3-1. It was 2-1. Newcastle were dominating it, initially, but then afterwards Liverpool, done what they do. They controlled the ball. They were playing very good football and pressing football. But again, it was too little and too late. I'm glad that, we did score the first goal. It was a great little ball from Elliott to Salah, and then Salah passing it over to Firmino for the goal. But Elliott, man, like, the English generation, like, the youth that are coming through now for the football scene are going to be absolutely insane. Just think about the midfield with, like, bloody Foden and Elliott. Like, both of these two have, like, a very similar type of play style. Their dribbling is absolutely insane. Passing as well is really good. So I'm really impressed by Elliott, man, and I'm glad that he's getting more game time. And then, of course, Carvalho, who I've been bigging him up for the past, I don't know how many months or whatever period now. But regardless, my man is so sick, man. Like, he does really well, like, in terms of, like, getting into the right positions, getting, the passes through, the flow through as well. And I've been mentioning it as well. It should be Fabinho, it should be Carvalho, as well as Elliott in that midfield position. I think at the moment, Hendo, he just does too many backwards passes, man. I think he's now at the age where he's peaked completely now. I think it's just one of those ones where he's more beneficial as a substitute. But it's good news for Liverpool, though. We are looking at Arthur Melo from Juventus, who, of course, started off, I think in the Brazilian side of things, progressed over to Barca, and then from Barca he went over to Juve. 26 years old, he's like a defensive midfielder, like a roaming, let's say, midfielder. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does progress in terms of like this season. I know he is on loan. I don't know if there is going to be a clause to buy him, but I think it's just going to be dependent on how he performs. But again, I think, you know, Liverpool do have some really good youth that they should be trying out, man, especially in games where it's not like high importance, for example, like, I don't know, Bournemouth, for example. He should have tried Carvalho as well as Elliott initially. But now, let's see, man. And then, of course, you got City versus Forest. You know, City with a great result against Forest. I did predict it to be like a high-scoring game. You know, Haaland is just on another level, man. Like, this man is on some juice. Like, he's now scored back-to-back hat-tricks, which is phenomenal. And I think I was looking yesterday as well. Like, his first 4 or 5 games were literally matching in terms of goals with Aguero. Like, it was match for match. When Aguero signed for Man City, his first 4 or 5 games, how many goals he scored was exactly the same as Haaland. But then Haaland beat it with a hat-trick yesterday. But still, I was like, damn, man, like, the comparison is insane. And then, of course, you got Alvarez as well, who scored 2 goals too. And these guys, Haaland and Alvarez, are going to be a very lethal, you know, front line or front two. Depending on how they position themselves, it's always going to be a bit tough. But Alvarez, very good 2 goals. And Cancelo, man, like, this guy doesn't get enough credit, man. Like, this guy is an absolute insane fullback. Even if he's playing right back or left back, he's just really good. There was one clip that I saw on the Man City game where he done like an outside of the ball crossover. I don't know who it was to, but then that person done it to Haaland and then Haaland scored. But I was like, this guy, like, literally is just so insane, man. He could go into midfielder positions, and that's something that I want, like, from Trent, where he's happy in that passing, visionary, shooting capability type of role. And Cancelo is just on another level, man. This guy's on form. You know, that's the GG's to them for buying him, man. He's absolutely insane, man. I wish he did come to Liverpool. And then, of course, swiftly moving over to Arsenal versus Villa. I think, you know, for this game, Villa did hold off as much as they could, but then Arsenal did bounce back at the end to win 2-1. Villa, you know, Douglas Luiz, who's now been rumoured with Arsenal. I don't know if it's on the back of that game. I think they love that corner that he done. So they're like, look, we need that, you know, type of attacking prowess from the corners. But I think he was always going to be a player that was always tending to move off, especially with the form now with Aston Villa not being that great. Very, you know, it was a very unfortunate, let's say, start that Stevie G has had. But again, when you look at the contrast of his, I think 20 games or something, he hasn't won that many games. But no, I think it was always going to be Arsenal to win in this match. And then West Ham versus Tottenham was again a very good game, man. Like, there was I think a VAR decision for like a handball, but then the referee said, look, it wasn't, so that would have been another penalty goal for Kane. But it didn't happen. But then the play that Tottenham done in order to get their goal was really good. I know it was an own goal, but again, Son was there to tap it in. You know, I always say his name wrong. Kuchelevsky, fantastic on the wing. I think it's a partnership that he's formed very well with Kane now. I think he's been assisting him much more than, you know, Son has, which has been quite unfortunate with this love triangle going on. You know, it's one of those ones now where he's fantastic, Kuchelevsky. I don't know why Juve loaned him out, and it's like an 18-month loan deal as well for Tottenham. I don't know if there's a buy like clause for Tottenham, but I think they have to, man, go for him. A fantastic youthful player, which I don't know why Juve let him go, but, you know, great to see him there. And again, West Ham did capitalise. They had so many opportunities, man. Antonio with a really good finesse shot, which hit the post for West Ham. And again, like, they were pressing on the door, man. They had so much opportunities, but then Souček with a very good, strong volley to get the goal in. You know, overall great performance from West Ham, and that just shows the competitiveness in the Premier League, man. Like, it's just so competitive to any other league. Arsenal are doing fantastic, and it was always a case where I did mention that Arsenal will be in the top 4 this season. Same with Tottenham. You know, they have been winning. They've been winning like 1-0 or like 1-1 draws, or, you know, they haven't been as lethal as they should be up front. But again, it's just really tough with the league. You know, you got Arsenal first, you got Man City second, you got Tottenham third, Brighton 4th, Liverpool now 5th. Leeds 6th, Fulham 7th, 8th, Southampton. Then, of course, you got Manchester United, who are going to be playing later on today against Leicester. I have mentioned it's going to be 1-0 win for Manchester United. Leicester, they have to get a result, man. So Brendan needs to do all he can, because, yeah, I think, you know, with United, they're happy that they're back in this current situation of the wins. But again, they haven't been performing overly well. Of course, the derby is always going to be a case where, you know, against Liverpool, where it's always going to be, regardless of how they're performing, it's always going to be very interesting. You just never know how it's going to be. But then against Southampton were quite unlucky. They did have much more shots as well as possession as well, but Man United just doing what they do and, you know, getting that result in. I think it was Bruno that scored, I can't remember now. But let's see what happens today's game. You know, I think the formation that they should go for is always going to be, I think, consistent now in the defending side of things. I think now they've found their feet in their centre-back partnership. I think Maguire, I've mentioned him many times, needs to leave. He should be on the bench or wherever. Malacia on the left is fantastic. And then Dalot, he's been starting quite often on the right back. I think Wan-Bissaka, there was a little meme. I think it was Wan-Bissaka. There was Shaw as well as Maguire's, and Maguire's the like, let's say the middleman. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll get us back in the team" or something. It was some banter stuff that I saw where these three English nationals as well not doing very great to get into the team. You've got like a Dutchie on the left taking over, I think it's Argentinian Martinez taking over at centre back. Then right back you've got Dalot. I don't know where he's from, but again, not English. Any English players aren't really great in that position. Then I was also looking at, you know, the values of these rumoured players as well for these English players, like Anthony Gordon, 60 mil, but again, like, he has scored some goals this season, don't get me wrong, and he's like 21 years old, but 60 mil, a bit too much. Declan Rice has always been rumoured over 100 million, like, that is absolutely absurd, man. If you take into comparison, like, Haaland being bought, you know, and other players like Diaz and all of these type of players, you know, being bought at a very good value. But then, of course, the way that their play style goes, their value is always going to go up. But then these English players, I don't understand why their market value is just so obscene. So obscene. So, no, I think it's always going to be interesting. But now with, like, deadline day, is there going to be, like, a move for Ronaldo? I think that's going to be something very interesting because he has been crying on the bench, the poor legend, man. Remember, he's a legend, man, for United. So, you know, we need to bow down to this man whenever he suys. But we haven't seen a sui in a very long time from this man. I don't know if he is still counted as a legend for United, you know, over the past, you know, weeks of what he's been mentioning. Like, he's going to go to the news, he's going to say everything truthful or whatnot. I think it's a bit bitty, but I don't know, man. I think it's just really silly from him. But I think if he wants to keep the consistency with United, either stay on for another season and try getting them back into the Champions League. But again, will he stay on next year after achieving them going from Europa to Champions League, which is very unlikely, by the way? Or will he move over to, I think a Kuwait club wants to buy him, and his contract is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So it's going to be a case now where he's like resigned to the fact that he has to go away from Champions League football. No other club wants him because his wage demands are a bit too much. Yes, he's a really fantastic striker, and that's something that Chelsea's honestly missing, man. Get Ronaldo for a season or two, and you'll strengthen up that front line. They've been so awful. Like, Chelsea's bought like a whole full 11 of defenders. I was looking at formation where Havertz is the only attacker up front, and you've got all of their rumoured and their acquired centre-backs and wing-backs as well as goalkeeper at the back. It's just pure banter, but that's Chelsea, man. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on deadline day. What is going to happen? Do you think Ronaldo's going to move, for example? And in general on, like, just, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting deadline day. Who's going to be spending, or who will, let's say, move across? That's going to be, let's say, an interesting move, for example. That is a shock move. I think that's going to be one. I was hoping for Ronaldo to move to Sporting, but I don't know. Maybe that'll happen. Let's see. But yeah, guys, thank you as always for you know, staying onto this video till now. Appreciate you guys. Please do subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Peace and hair grease. Bye-bye. Nice, boys. GG's.